G'day, my name's EB-Knispel. I'm going to be bringing you some tank gameplay on Arras on the German side. This is around from like the start of the year that unfortunately, spoiler alert, my game crashed before it ended. So that sucks. And as you can see in the start, yeah, you can see that our team eventually did win it, but I have no idea by how much, etc. Arras is probably one of the best maps that was designed in the game, and it reflects into people's opinion of the map. You got everything in here. You got open areas, you got buildings to fight between, you got trees and cover. For people that fly, it might be a little bit challenging because there's plenty of cover and stuff for people to hide. So if you're not that very good finding targets in the air, you're probably going to be pretty challenged. But this is not a video about air combat, this is about tanks. There's many different ways to actually play this map. You can play the outside lanes where you don't have much cover from planes. So if you get harassed by planes, you probably want to play this lane, which I'm playing now, is in this middle area and to the other far side of the map. And the reason why is because there's plenty of tree cover, and if you don't really know, the trees actually have a really broken text box, so when people try and bomb you and stuff, it actually hits the tree and not you. So if you're constantly getting harassed by planes, I would use this method. Also, there's plenty of hills as well. If you're getting really bullied by air combat, you can just park yourself on a hill, point your turret straight up into the sky, and as it comes in for a strafe on you or someone else, you can just send them back to the spawn screen. Reasons why I quite like this map: it gives you a fighting opportunity to fight against other aircraft. As far as loadouts go, for the this loadout I'm currently using for the Panzer IV really can actually shine in this map. Once again, you have to take into consideration it's not as good as against other tanks that have the anti-tank loadout. Once again, if you play position properly and you're always aware of where the enemy vehicles are, it won't bother you too much. And if you know where to find the glitch spot on the enemy tank to shoot at, you can do some extra damage to them while making sure they don't glitch shot you. But the key things to keep in mind is understanding which flags are being capped and then where they're going to be next. Because in this map, there's quite a bit of distance between flags. If you manage to squad wipe or shut down more than one squad, they're going to have to go spawn back at that flag and travel all over again back to where they want to go. So shutting down lanes is actually quite strong on this map for tanking. You don't necessarily have to get exactly on the flag, but if you're around the flag, you can make a huge impact. You're just going to be very methodical in clearing all these buildings and bushes. So I would advise, when you're driving around, sometimes go around, smash up all the walls, all the buildings, even some of the vegetation, and it makes it a bit more easier for you to see people and where they're hiding. Because once that happens, it starts to make it really hard for infantry players to actually hide from you or even sneak up on you. This isn't particularly a new strategy as well, and it's actually very ancient and goes back from many Battlefield titles. One tank I used to play with and against a lot, called my WDM, would on flood zone at the start of the game, or at some point once he's killed the two enemy IVs, or in competitive just one IV, on flood zone would simply go down to the bottom area of the map and cut down all the trees so that he could actually look into the center flags. And once he's destroyed some of the walls and cover, it made it really hard for the enemy team to move around anywhere, and thus, even though he couldn't physically cap those flags, he was able to shut down the enemy team from being in the cap zone, so the friendlies would get on the top, cap it, and then there was nothing the enemy team could do about it because the IFV had covering fire over those whole areas. So it's something you should probably try and consider when you're playing maps. Think of ideas of how can it make it a bit more easy for you to see while having optimal cover in a position that favors you. Another example of this would be on Lg-Knispel Dam, where when I was coming out of uncap at the start of a competitive game, I had a position where I would destroy a building and be inside of it, and made it really hard for the enemy IFV to shoot at me, but I was able to shoot at their attack boat trying to compete for the center flag and thus kill it, have an advantage, and then we've already got two flags at the start of the game. And I will have full HP, and the enemy IFV would have to come to me and risk himself being destroyed by our team because he's overextended. Make sure you keep an eye on your ammo count as well, because there's a very few places on this map where you can go get ammo. especially on the eastern side of the map, if I'm correct, or it might be the west side. I'm honestly getting my sides mixed up on this map. One thing you also need to consider is how much ammo you're going through and where the depots are currently built, because there's plenty of cover for them to sit and wait for you to get ammo and bait you in. So either you get out to repair it and you get shot even after you deploy the smoke, because by the time you repair it, it's already gone. And also people might set up ambushes for you, so sometimes you have to kind of go back to uncap to get ammo. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this short video and gave you some interesting ideas and things to consider, and GG.